A month after the events of the first film, General Shank asks Mulan for her hand in marriage, and she happily accepts. Hearing about their engagement, Mushu is thrilled for them. Until the leader of the ancestors informs him that if Mulan marries Shank, she would become a part of his family, which would mean that Shank's family ancestors and guardians would become hers. The ancestors are happy with this because it means that Mushu will lose his job as a guardian dragon and have to leave Mulan and his pedestal, which is his place of honor as a guardian. Wanting to keep his job and his friend, Mushu attempts to tear the couple apart, having noticed that they are not very compatible, while Creaky tries to foil his attempts and keep the couple together. Meanwhile, the Emperor calls upon Mulan and Shank to escort his three daughters, Princesses Ting Ting, Mei, and Su, across China to be betrothed to three princes so that an alliance can be formed with the kingdom of Qigong, ruled by the evil Lord Qin, who plans to have his son marry Mulan. If the task is not completed within 3 days, the alliance will crumble, and the Mongols will destroy China. Mulan and Shank set out, along with Yao, Ling and Chen Po, to safely escort the princesses to their new kingdom. Along the way, Ting Ting, Mei, and Su fall in love with Ling, Yao, and Chen Po, respectively. Mulan, who has long believed arranged marriages are wrong, decides to go against her orders and, despite Shank's wishes, stop the joining of the kingdoms. Mushu attempts to cause problems for Mulan and Shank, but keeps failing. In despair, he accidentally causes the carriage to roll away with Ting Ting, Mei, Su, Yao, Ling, and Chen Po. Seeing that they're heading towards a cliff, Mulan and Shank rush to the rescue and try to get the princesses to safety. This fails, and the carriage is destroyed while everyone falls into the river, unharmed. On the night of the carriage's destruction, Chen Po, Ling, and Yao take the princesses out to a village, and declare their love for them. Meanwhile, Mushu tricks Shank into thinking Mulan is taking advantage of him. Shank is furious, and he orders everyone to return and forbids Chen Po, Ling and Yao from speaking to the princesses. After a very heated argument, Mulan and Shank realize they are far too different and end their relationship. While traveling through bandit country, Mushu, overwhelmed with guilt, confesses to Mulan what he had done and reveals that he is the mastermind behind Kun's evil plan. Although Mulan is angered by what Mushu tried to do, at the same time, she is delighted about the news, and she attempts to reconcile with Shank, only to be attacked by bandits moments later. While saving the princesses, the bridge Mulan and Shank are standing on breaks, leaving the two dangling off by a loose rope. Realizing that the rope can only support the weight of one person, Shank risks his life to save Mulan just like she saved him a month ago, and allows himself to fall into the river below. Saddened by Shank's apparent death, Mulan continues on the trip alone to Qigong, not wanting the princesses to be forced into a loveless marriage. She offers herself to marry one of the ruler's sons. Shank, who actually survived the fall, soon hears about the news, and rushes to stop the marriage, but the ruler denies it. Mushu decides to help by pretending to be the great golden dragon of unity, and forces the ruler to stop the marriage. Still under the guise of the great golden dragon, Mushu marries Mulan and Shank, with their marriage apparently being the one to unite the two kingdoms, and releases the princesses from their vows. Sometime later, Mulan and Shank officially get married back home, and after the wedding, Shank combines the family temples, meaning that Mushu gets to keep his job, much to the ancestors' dismay. In his happiness, Mushu accidentally reveals himself to Shank, even though Mulan had already told Shank about him.